Michelle, Elle Michelle, Elle Michelle, Elle Michelle. Oh, Elle Michelle, Elle Michelle, Elle Michelle.
Y'all see this FinanceBuzz article that came out saying Jacksonville is the most boring city in the United States? Boring? Not Duval catching strays. First of all, we're the largest city by landmass in the United States, okay? You know, every time I hear people say that, I'm like, congratulations. We are really spread out. Like,
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest.
Okay. Now, I have some things to say about this because while that may be true, it takes 45 minutes to get everywhere. GPS be like, in 12 miles, turn right. 12 miles. Baby, that's not directions, that's a road trip. But boring? Come on now. We got the beach, the Jaguars, and... Okay. I see why they might have said that. But here's the thing about Jacksonville that people don't tell you. And this is especially for my young professionals who just moved here to the city. The city can feel big and lonely at the same time. Like, you can be surrounded by thousands of people and still feel like you know no one. And yeah, when people hear Jacksonville, they're not immediately thinking of cultural mecca. They're thinking football and that we're not Miami. But here's what I know that maybe you're still figuring out. Jacksonville being called boring is actually the best thing that could have happened. You know why? Because that just emphasized that there's less competition and more opportunity. This city is a gold mine, and it's time to wake up and pull up a seat at the table. So, let's talk about why you're really here. You moved to Jacksonville for work, or maybe you've been here forever, but you're just now trying to build real professional community. Either way, you're looking around like, where my people at? And maybe you've tried a few things. Maybe you went to a networking event where everyone already knew each other. Or you joined some group on Facebook that's more about complaining than connecting. Or you showed up somewhere and felt like you had to be someone else to fit in. Oh, honey, I've been there. When I first got serious about building my community here, I thought I had to choose between my success in my career or finding authentic community spaces where I could just be myself. You know, I've been told since birth that I have a large personality, and navigating that internally can be a battle. But plot twist, turns out the best connections happen when you show up as your authentic self. Who knew? Heavens. But here's what no one tells you about finding community as a young professional in Jacksonville. It's not about going to every event or joining every group. It's about understanding how this city works and positioning yourself strategically. So, let's talk about what Jacksonville is actually focused on right now. Because, honey, if you want to build meaningful connections, you need to know what this city cares about. Number one, we're bringing more businesses here to keep our talent from moving to nearby cities like Atlanta, Miami, Orlando. Y'all know it's true. Then there's infrastructure, because yes, we need better roads, but also better public transportation, better internet, better everything. That helps businesses and our communities thrive. Then there's public safety, which affects everyone. There are all types of ways for you to get involved in that aren't always political, but impactful. Then there's arts, culture, and entertainment. Jacksonville, contrary to popular belief, is actually investing in making this city more than just a place you drive through to get to Miami, But at its core, Jacksonville is just a city with a heart for its people. There's resources for military families, young professionals who just moved here for work, aging adults in the retirement community, local artists, nonprofit owners, business owners, and entrepreneurs. You know, there's so many resources for different pockets of people. And I think now's the time where we're starting to see the city just come together on one accord to understand how can we as a collective make this a better place. Now, here's the key. Pick one of these things that make your heart beat faster. Not the one that makes you look good on your resume, but the one that gets you excited. Because when you're passionate about something bigger than yourself, the right people will find you. I promise you. Let's talk about confidence for a minute. Because building community requires you to hear no more times than you even want to count. And let's just be honest. Some of y'all are not ready for that energy. Ask yourself this, are you easily intimidated? Because Jacksonville, like any other large city, has some established networks. And some folks have been doing this for years. You walk into some events and everyone already knows each other. And you're just standing there like, am I supposed to be here? Yes, you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be in the room. You're supposed to have a seat at the table. But honestly, you gotta come correct. Don't walk in expecting people to cater to you just because you're new. Walk in ready to add value. Have some executive presence. Let's talk about rejection, because it's gonna happen. You're gonna reach out to people who don't respond. You're gonna attend events where you don't click with anyone. You're gonna volunteer for things that don't work out the way you expected. The question is, are you gonna let that stop you, or are you gonna see it as practice? Because every no is just clearing the path to your yes. Now, here's something crucial that I learned the hard way. Jacksonville's community has deep roots. There are people who've been building this city for decades before any of us got here. Are you humble enough to honor that? Because nothing, and I mean nothing, will deter your path faster than showing up like you are here to save Jacksonville from itself. Baby, this is a city. It's been here for many years, and not one person can save it. But what you can do is get into the room to listen, to understand, before you try to be understood, before you try to respond. Learn the history before you try to make history. Get your hands dirty before you try to shake hands with the decision makers. I'm not saying be a doormat. I'm saying be smart. The people who've been building this city, they got wisdom, they got connections, and they got long memories. You want them as allies, not obstacles. So, volunteer first. Show up consistently. Prove that you're here for the long haul, not just looking for a quick little come up. All right, let's talk about something no one wants to discuss, but everyone needs to hear. Pacing yourself and managing your money while you are out here building community. Jacksonville is never short on things to do, especially as a young professional or an emerging leader. There's a Riverside Arts Market, downtown events, festivals, galas, networking brunches, and professional mixers. You could literally go to something every week, but don't do that. You burn yourself out faster than a cheap candle. Now, most networking events here range from $25 to $175. Young professional memberships can run you from $500 to $1,000 annually. And if you're trying to do everything, you're going to be broke and exhausted, unless you got it like that. Here's what I learned. Quality over quantity, always. Pick 2 to 3 organizations or groups that align with your values and your goals. Show up consistently to those. Build real relationships there before you start branching out. And check with your employer about professional development stipends. A lot of companies will pay for memberships or conferences if you ask. If you're self-employed as an entrepreneur, Woo, baby, always ask for scholarships or partial fee waivers. They do exist. Closed mouths don't get fed though. And here's the secret sauce that no one talks about. Your unique perspective is not a liability, it's an asset. Jacksonville needs what you bring to the table. Your faith, your background, your experiences, your ideas. They're not barriers to professional success. They're your secret weapons. All right, y'all. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Keep or Sweep. I'm going to give you some Jacksonville networking scenarios, and I want you to sound off in the comments. Are we keeping it or are we sweeping it to the curb? All right, you ready? You show up to Riverside Arts Market with the intention of networking, but you spend the entire time taking Instagram photos and posting 47 stories. You don't actually speak to anyone. Are we keeping it or sweeping it? I'm going to need y'all to sound off in the comments. And, don't hold back. Keep it a step. Tell the truth. Are we keeping it or sweeping it? You volunteer at the Jacksonville Jazz Festival. Oh, heavens. Genuinely help set up, connect with other volunteers, and stay afterwards to help clean up. No cameras, no posts, just pure service. Keep it or sweep it. I think I know where y'all stand on that one. But hey, sound off in the comments and let me know. You join 5 different young professional groups. Attend every single event for 3 months straight. Collect 200 plus business cards, but can't remember anyone's name or what they actually do. Keep or sweep? Comment section. Don't let me down. What did y'all learn today? And while you're down there voting, tell me, what's your biggest Jacksonville networking struggle? I'm reading every comment and replying too. And maybe your question will be featured in my next episode. This is how we build community, y'all, by keeping it real about what works and what doesn't. So, here's y'all's challenge. And I want y'all to actually do this. Don't just think about it. Slow feed, don't eat. It's time to get moving. So pick one of Jacksonville's priorities that gets your heart pumping. And find one organization or group that's working in that space. And show up to one event with the goal of learning about others. Not to promote yourself. No, not yet. You gotta work up to that. So don't go to network. Again, go to serve. Don't go to get, go to give. Don't go to impress, go to connect. Remember, your network is your net worth, but your character is your credit. We're building bonds beyond the boardroom. We're not just collecting business cards. We're here to make an impact, to be our authentic selves, and to help this city grow. If you want to be a part of that development, it's time to get in the room, okay? You're here for a reason. If you have days where you feel like, what am I doing here? Do I belong? Yes, you belong. Let this episode be a reminder. Y'all, if this episode helped you, like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned because I'm actually dropping a Jacksonville Young Professional Network guide in the comments below. Jacksonville has so much to offer, and you've got so much to contribute. It's time to take up space, and we're going to help you do it with authenticity, strategy, and just a little bit of that bonfire energy. Until next time, stay blessed and professionally dressed. This has been the Elle Michelle Show, where we're elevating the conversation one episode at a time.